and it was immediate high fever, the shivers, all the symptoms of malaria. And you know, that took care of New Year's Eve for me. But I went to bed. I took some analgesics, but I was also clearing. The temperature broke, and I'm a lot better today. But I realized that I probably had malaria. I first probably got it as a child, because my parents lived in Sri Lanka.
Oh,
and I was brought up in Sri Lanka.
Well, can we test that? Can we test that? Did you say was it malaria?
I tested. Sorry, I tested. I had malaria.
Okay, so that's
tested, and I've been busily trying to remove this ever since. Since Friday, I also since New Year's evening. Which meant it was a very sober evening for me, unfortunately. I was looking forward to having a few drinks. Yeah, and I realized that I had this when I was in boarding school in England, and no one ever, I kept on going to sick bed. Sorry, we're also near an airport here. And airplanes do go over. And I realized that I was often sick when I was at school. And no one, and it was exactly the same symptoms as on Monday night.
Well, let's test some things. Do I have malaria now?
Do I have malaria now? Yes.
Okay. Let's start out by saying I'm removing all malaria from all my bodies.
I'm removing all malaria from all my bodies. No. I'm removing all malaria from all my bodies.
Yeah, and you just sort of stay in that intention until you get a signal, is basically how you do that.
That is.
You just keep your intention to remove.
Okay, I've got it clear now. I've got it clear.
So you got to
you don't have, what I've been doing always in the past is go through each of the bodies, which is a little bit tedious.
Well, right. Actually, the way to do it is do what you just did first, and now start with the bodies and go through them. So Barb, you're back, so help him check for malaria in the specific bodies, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, do you have malaria in any of your 12 bodies? Test now. You can test along with him, doctor, also, you know, test. Does Alister have malaria in any of his 12 bodies?
The answer is yes.
Yes? Okay, that is yes. What did you get, Greg?
Okay, yes.
Okay, is the doctor getting a signal? Dr. Tara?
Are you getting the signal? What signal?
Testing.
Not me.
Oh, she's doing it.
Okay. Well, good. Okay, so you might have tested question. Do you have malaria in your celestial body?
No.
Okay. Do you have malaria in your karmic body?
Yes.
Okay. Now removing malaria from my karmic body. Go ahead and do that.
Removing malaria from my karmic body. Yes.
Okay, that's a no. Okay, do I have malaria in my spiral body?
Do I have malaria in my spiral body? No.
Emotional body?
Emotional body? Yes.
Okay, remove it from the emotional body.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Now, as you're doing this, let's pause a second. Can you just take a breath and sort of sit back and relax? Because you look like you're like sort of staring into the camera. So, hello, Alister. It's nice to see you.
right, I'm sitting back.
And you're
I
sort
was
of
just trying to keep in the picture.
you're just sort of relaxed, and that's good that you're keeping. Well, you are in the picture still, and that's fine. And I want to ask you if, as you're removing these things, you notice any change in the way you feel, or in any symptoms that you might have had of malaria or anything.
Well, I've got still probably the residue of the fever still there. Although, you know, the temperature.
Well, test that. When you say that, test, do I have the residue of the fever still there?
And the answer is yes.
I'm sorry, the answer is what? No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that would be the way to talk about it.
Back to my question, did that residue, the feeling of that, did that change when you were removing the malaria?
No, nothing has changed.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. You're removing these things, and maybe pause for a second afterwards and see if there's any change. What you're looking for is something that causes a change. Like we're searching around among these things that we can do, looking for the one that produces a change. Does this make any sense to you?
Well, of course, it's totally.
Okay. All right. All right, lower your camera a little bit more so it comes, yeah, that's good, good. Okay. Excellent. All right, so continue on with this and let's see if we can get a change.
Okay, so you cleared your spiral body. How are you now anyway? How do you think yourself?
Pretty much the same, not a great change.
Okay, so how is that? I mean, describe how you are.
Sorry, I find it very difficult to hear what you're saying.
Okay. Just sort of say how you are now.
I'm okay, but I don't really feel a huge change.
Okay. Okay. I changed from what though? Like how were you before? You tested yes that you had malaria in some of your bodies. Did you see anything? How is that? I mean, how do you feel?
Sorry?
Do you seem calm? Are you calm? Do you feel alright?
I'm calm, yes.
Okay. So test for I have malaria and do I have malaria in any of my other bodies?
Sorry, okay. The answer is yes.
Okay. Do I have it in my mental body?
No.
Do I have it in my spirit body?
Yes.
Okay, well, remove it from your spirit body then.
I'm doing that.
Okay. Let us know when you...
Now that's a bit lighter. That's a bit lighter on the etheric.
Really? So something's gone, or how? What do you think it
I
is?
feel it on the etheric.
You feel which better? Okay.
I feel lighter.
Lighter. Oh, nice. Okay, me too. Very nice. Very good. So, is there any more malaria in any of your other bodies?
Yes.
Okay. Is it in my universal bodies?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So is it my universal mental?
No.
Emotional?
Yes.
Okay. I'm removing malaria from my universal emotional body. I want to get out my signal. I've done that. I'm doing that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And again, let's take a breath back. Let's take a suggestion there. So is there malaria in my universal physical body?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and remove it from there.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you feeling now compared to before?
Much lighter, and of course malaria does affect the liver, and I think that was a connection I made, and that twinge in the liver area which was there when we started seems to have gone. As for the fever, well, the fever is so low grade, it's difficult.
Well, let's test do you still have malaria?
Were you having symptoms before? When I got disconnected before, I didn't hear you actually in the middle of.
Yeah, I was having symptoms before, but I'm going to test. Do I still have it? And I got a yes.
Does that happen in my physical body?
Yes.
Okay, so what, right now I'm killing the malaria virus in my physical body.
Yes.
You're getting a signal yes that you're doing that, or
I've got a yes.
Okay.
No, yes means I feel it.
Are your signals, when you test, are some of your signals coming from, God, or have you ever asked that question?
Sorry?
Test, am I switched?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a couple things you want right now.
I want a trip to London. I want to go shopping. I want lots of money in the bank. I want lots more patients.
That was a great answer.
Well, test again on my switch and see if you can see if you've
No, I'm not switched.
All right, excellent. I was remembering, could you hold your fingers up for a second?
Sorry?
Hold up your fingers that you test with. Now,
This is my yes.
now show us your yes and no, because I think it's very interesting.
That's my yes.
That's your yes.
And my no is more difficult to see for you. It's my index finger here.
So when that one moves, that's no.
That's no.
So you get a signal either way. I don't. I get Zippo when it's no.
These are called idiometric responses, and we were trained in this 50 years, 100 years ago when I was working with hypnosis.
All right, so
it's very familiar to me.
So you did a course in finger testing a long time ago?
No, it was part of hypnosis, idiometric responses.
Wow. Well, I think that's very interesting, and I really like what you just showed me. I think it's terrific.
Well,
I never heard of it. This I will have to say, because I've known a lot of hypnotherapists in my life, and not a single one of them ever breathed a word about that to me. So that's great.
Well, I'm surprised. Idiomotor responses. I mean, we used to use it quite a lot, especially with working with people with abuse cases and so on. That's why you go cross-eyed trying to look to someone's finger moving. I have to say that.
I'm sure you do. That's why I rely on them to tell me what their finger did. I don't
much better.
Yeah, I don't watch people's fingers.
Start wearing glasses very quickly.
So, let's see. Okay, we're back on this thing on malaria. And test this question now. Do I have malaria?
Do I have malaria? Yes.
Okay. So Barb, go on and continue, searching and removing and changing and all that good stuff. Can Barb hear me? She's not saying anything.
Barb, are you there?
I'm still here. Is it a yes or it's malaria gone?
No, she got no. And stay with us. I think your attention may be wandering. So go on with searching for malaria there.
I think he was in the middle of removing it from his physical body.
Okay.
The yes is in the physical body, so he removed it from. What he didn't remove it from that I'd like to go back to is your gravitational body. That's why I have malaria in my gravitational body.
Sorry, I can't hear you. And anyway, there's an airplane about to take off.
Oh my gosh.
I live at the
saying-
end of a bungalow.
We were saying that you had not completed taking it out of your physical body. She was saying to continue doing that.
Yeah, it's out of my physical body.
So your physical body is clear of malaria. Is that yes?
Correct.
Do you have malaria in any other body? Test that. No. So all your bodies are free of malaria.
All my bodies are free of malaria. Yes.
Okay, so how is that? How do you seem now?
Well, I feel okay. I feel. Just a moment. I'm in the clear, calm spot. I'm quite clear. I'm quite calm. Yeah.
Are you able to recognize when you have malaria coming back into your bodies? I mean, can you sense that? Or do you test that?
I think so now.
Maybe you can test it really good if you did what we just did with you again, like on your own, like later today or something. If we were to do that entire routine that you just did, the malaria.
Well, I can test it in the bodies, yes. I mean, I certainly am not going to give up testing this because malaria goes in cycles, so I would test it on a regular basis. At this moment in time, I'm clear of malaria.
Well, I guess that's all there is. So, muzzle talks to you. Thank you.
Sorry?
That's great. That's what I think it's good.
Oh, okay. But at this moment in time.
Well, else to see what you just did. So that's our mission is to sort of shout from the rooftops like what you just did. That's what I feel.
Yeah, well, I understand. I think I understand.
So you are. And like if it comes back, then you just have to do it again. That's the other thing.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's quite like a commitment.
I'm not going to say I'm clear of malaria. I'm just clear of malaria at the moment, and I just keep doing this until one day I have 2 days, and then it gets longer and longer. I understand.
Do you know the history of our company, like how me and Jim and Barry know each other? Did you get to that part of it?
Sorry?
Do you know how Greg and Barry and I know each other?
I don't.
The reason I mention it that was I'll tell you because it's cool that you guys are in Thailand and all that, and that we're meeting you now, and you seem very committed and like you've always been doing this. And our old company seemed like that too.
I just lost.
Yeah, because you're the kind of person you're like a full-time staff member.
Barb, he didn't hear what you said. You have to say it louder.
Oh, well, test if you are like there's some kind of connection you have with us that has to do with.
Do I have a connection with you? Okay.
Well, yeah, you would be more specific.
Obviously, I do. I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I mean, what you mean is it's a deeper connection.
Yeah, well, I'm like, as you're doing that, I'm removing a trauma I had from a previous organization where we had, you're very, like an exciting, powerful person. And the last time I felt this feeling was some of our staff people, they didn't stick with it, you know? They're still alive, some of them, but they're not like talking on the phone like you are. So let me ask you, how did you two meet? Like, how did you two come together there in Thailand?
Tyler and myself. Well, I walked into a fortune teller's shop one day, and there she was.
No way. Well, there you go. There's 3 years testing.
That's how we got to know each other.
Huh. So you were just bumming around in Thailand. You're just like going through Thailand. You were just like bumming around.
I was in Bangkok one day, and I walked in there with another friend of mine who wanted me to go there, and then I met Tara. She was there.
I want to back up a bit. The idea of what we're doing is to cure the malaria so that it never, ever, ever comes back. That's what we're trying to do. Now, you would do that like anything else, which is when you notice that feeling in your liver or the other things that you notice as symptoms, you must immediately do the procedure that we just showed you. Okay?
Yes, I understand.
Also, and the result of that is supposed to be that you feel well, like you do now, yes?
Yes.
So, do you want to feel well?
That's a crazy question, of course.
Of course it's a crazy question. The only problem is I'm in a world full of people who don't, so I've learned to ask. I have a very high opinion of you, and I think that one of the reasons I'm on this call with you is because I think that you do want to feel well.
Well, yes, I do.
But I'm still asking, you know, our job, your job, when you help somebody do this, is to ask them that.
Yes, yes.
Because it's not good enough that they want to...
It's in the work I do anyway. You know, this is not new to me. I mean, I know some people are very happy to roll over and die of whatever, for whatever reason, because they have secondary gain to have the symptoms. I know.
People want to be free of their diseases and they don't want to suffer. They want to get away. They are trying to escape. But they don't want to be well. They're not going towards anything. This is most people, unfortunately. And, you know, they can cure it, or, you know, but they don't. So that's their sort of, they're not the low-hanging fruit. We need to be picking the low-hanging fruit, Alister, okay? You with me?
I'm not sure quite what that that metaphor means.
Well, we have to select the people who are easy to help.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
And help them. Like you seem easy to help to me.
Well, I suppose it's what I do, so I'm more open to it. I guess, I don't know.
Well, perhaps if you've suffered enough before you met us. That's what it is. It's sort of like...
Test that. Have I suffered?
Fortunate from a health point.
Have I test it? Test what she just gave you to test.
Have I suffered enough? Yes, I've suffered enough.
Great. Okay. A1. So now, let me ask you, have you ever done any of this with Dr. Tara? Have you guys sat down and tested things?
No, we've talked about it. But, I mean, she was only introduced to it when she flew down here last night.
Oh, she flew down. Okay. Well, what I would
She lives in Bangkok and I'm in Koh Sa-Mui.
Okay.
We're 700 kilometers apart.
Right. Okay. I had no idea. Well, that is then, I would suggest what you do with anybody. This isn't like about Dr. Tara now, okay? What I'm saying is don't... Did you ever see Fight Club?
Oh, I did, yes, ages ago.
Okay, rule number one... Alister, rule number one, don't tell anybody about Fight Club. Okay? So rule number one, don't tell anybody about Immunics.
Okay.
Now, so if you want to have a fight with somebody, you walk up to them and punch them in the mouth.
True.
Okay, that's how you don't tell them about Fight Club. Get it?
Oh, yeah, okay. I have sent a lot of people. Well, in the last week or so, I have sent several people to look at the website and to watch the Cure blueprint.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. That's fine. Now,
all
what
of them have said, oh, it's just going to take too long.
Yes, not that. Okay, that's not the right thing to do then, is it?
Exactly.
See, now you're learning, like, rule number one, don't tell anybody about the website. Okay?
Okay.
Unless you're sending out a bulk email to all your friends or something, you're sending out 1,000, hey guys, I found something good, try it, But it's probably not going to do anything. But the thing to do is to sit down with somebody and have them get a signal, have them cure something, just sit there with them. Most people are pretty open when you do that. And that's what most of us do, who are like the people that Barb and I and Greg...
Yeah, I understand that because I've done that with other people and it's been successful.
Yeah, Barb and I and Greg...
At long distance, it's more difficult.
That's what we... Well, if you can get on Skype and be face-to-face with somebody, that's what we do. Like, we're with you right now. It's just like we were sitting across from each other to me. That's how I feel about it. Of course, you can't see me, so it may be not as good for you. I'm sorry about that.
No, well, that's perfectly true.
I'm afraid of crashing the call, so I try to keep the video to a minimum, especially with Thailand,
I agree.
But we, like, there's a friend of mine who works at a golf course, and he's helped tons of people there cure the flu and everything else. People come, a girl comes in and she says, I got the flu, and her friend, the other waitress, says, oh, go see Ron. And Ron shows her how to cure it. So that's what Ron does, and then afterwards he tells them about the website. Almost none of them ever go to the website. This movie was given to you by HUM, the World Ministry of Immunics, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive and the iCollege of Immunics. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another. This is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to friend me. It's actually Byard. I'm Byard, speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals. How they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College. And as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. You'll notice that skill 1 in the hierarchy of skills is cure physical diseases. That's actually the easiest thing with this particular approach. And I've put a great many things in the hierarchy of skills that relate to curing physical diseases, such as ending trauma, working on your organs. Now, if we go into the Recode Your DNA, there are 10 applications or 11 applications, and Recode Your DNA is one of them. If we go inside here, what we see is a page with a huge amount of links. And then if we look at the links on the right, after the ones on the left which prepare you, these are the actual lessons. And you can see some of them. It might be hard for some people to see why blind installation procedure is related to recoding your DNA. And this is why we've put it in this application, so that it relates it in your mind. This is the reason the Web College is organized the way it is to relate things for you in your mind. And obviously there are a huge number of things, like if you're curing cancer or herpes or any medically incurable disease, it's obvious that there are a great many things that you have to learn. And they're different for everybody. You do not have to learn everything that's listed here. And in fact, cure is instantaneous. And it's always unexpected how it will come. Like, watch these women. They're going to give you a perspective. This is a good way to conclude this little overview I'm giving you here. Say, can I go to the 144th dimension? See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
I feel clear.
Yeah, I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.
Well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there are some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah.
you simply don't care about anything as much.
That's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
That is it. That's really
Not
it.
in effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
Okay, I know.